to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Football is back. It will be a showdown between Spice and Reggae when our senior women's national team hosts the Jamaica Reggae Girls on Sunday, 20th February 2022 at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in the CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers Road to Australia and New Zealand. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Our limited tickets are $20 EC and will go on sale soon. COVID protocols will be in effect and all fans must be vaccinated to enter. Grenada versus Jamaica, CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers, Sunday, February 20th, 5 p.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Let's support our girls.
Show the world that we belong.
Darling, would you like some tea? I've made your favorite.
Well, thank you, darling. I'm here finishing my blog post to help homeowners understand their electricity bills. The left side of your bill shows the rates for electricity and the government charges. The middle portion shows the number of units you've consumed, plus the history of your usage over the last 8 months. And the right side shows how much you're being charged.
I really think people are going to value this information.
Grenlec, energizing our...
Republic Bank advises its customers and the general public that effective February 14th, banking hours will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Our 24-hour ATM and Republic Online services are also available to serve you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices or call us 444-6757 Hope 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it, and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Good day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenlec's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenlec access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenlec in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenlec's new app.
The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
All right, partner, me and sitting on home. I go in and walk my land. I ain't care if it's alone. You must say, Inspector, I go cut out the hand. I'm planting the nutmeg and banana. I'm planting right down to Tanya. And I know when I reap my crop, my pocket will be always fat. So when you see me in the cold mountain, what I'm planting, banana. You see me, the plus you say that I'm dying.
Good morning, Grenada. What happening? All you good? Well, everybody okay? Everybody had a good time last night? Well, I had a wonderful time, but I was just waiting for this morning. Aye! Whipper! Like it or not, here we come. Maxime Belfon, good morning. How you doing? 100% family, bro. All time. Joanne Francis, what's up? Yeah, you're getting team song. What you thinking? Errol Bonaparte.
Don't pass people just so when you into it. Don't play proudly.
Master Carl.
I say, what's the reason, mommy?
Can't wait for tomorrow, Reggie.
She say, all I need is one family.
Yeah, Carl. Can't wait for tomorrow. God's will. Good morning, Drumsticks. How you doing?
Hello, good morning.
Allah is one family. Yeah, man. Yeah, you don't make a joke with that. All right, talk to me.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I read from the Word of God, Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host camper against me, my heart should not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be comforted. One thing have I desire of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you so very much, my dear. I want you to have a wonderful Thursday. And looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you, and you have a productive day.
Olive! Again, she don't answer. Okay.
You must be in the bedroom.
In the bedroom?
Yeah.
Olive's still sleeping? Oh, my God. Olive, wake up. Time to go to work.
No, I in the bedroom.
Oh, you in the bedroom? Oh, okay. All right then, darling. Take care of yourself.
Mr. Donald.
Hey!
Morning.
What happening, girl?
Hey?
You all right? Did you give the thing for me?
Of course.
And nobody does say nothing to tell me. Nobody does... What?
Hi, Mr. Donald.
Good morning, love. How you do?
Are you?
All right.
You good?
No.
What are you?
I ain't here for 3 months.
Are they, man?
Uh-huh. But you're good.
Yeah, for the time.
Well, once you're all good, I good. Everything. And where Alva?
She's in America because she's sleeping.
What? Oh, you mean she dreams? Anyways, everybody okay?
Yeah.
Nice girls. Take care. Okay. All right, bye-bye. It's real. It's 91. It's 91.9, 91.5. Flow boy. Like it or not. All of we is one family. Tamika, good morning. Karen Park, you wake up. All right. McDonald, what's up? Kenny Blair. Okay, hold on, Kenny. Do you know her husband died last night? Whose husband, Kenny? Whose husband died last night? Kenny Blair? Morning, Faitlin, Hallie, Douglas. How are you doing? Hi, Kenny. Enlighten me. I don't know who. Vanessa? For real? Friends? One of our... Good morning, Vanessa. Well, I guess that Vanessa is probably not listening, and I don't really have a number for her. She's just a really solid fan of Real FM, and I'm hearing now that from Kenny Blair, he's saying that Vanessa lost her husband last night. Wow. That's kind of tough. Well, not kind of tough. That is tough. Well, from all of us, Vanessa, and somebody would tell you from all of us, not just here at Real FM, but the entire live family, the entire Facebook family of Real FM, we extend condolences, and just to let you know that we're there. So sorry to hear, dear. Oh, no. Kenny, are you sure on this? Okay, another bit of news that I need to give you. Our dear friend, Miss Matheson, she has been hospitalized in Carriacou. So we send get well wishes to her, hoping that she's, she's released from hospital pretty soon. So, Miss Matheson here, our dear friend who prays regularly, especially on Fridays. We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Andrew Donald.
Good morning, Cammy.
And good morning to the staff, your guests, whoever you have this morning here. How are you doing, sir?
Not good at all.
Not good.
Not good.
Me too. I'm still there home.
You're still home? What happened?
Yes, I don't feel so good these 2 days at all. That food giving me a hard time.
Have you been to see your doctor, Cammy?
I was by the doctor was on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Belma and Dr. Andrews.
Dr. Andrews, okay.
Dr. Belma, that's my doctor too.
Okay.
Yeah, and I get some medication, but my body get used to that medication. I don't do it. Sometimes 5 minutes ease up the pain and then it's back on me.
Back again.
But I'm getting old too, so I have to, what I go do? Nothing I could do.
Yeah, man.
I just leave it in God's hand.
A lot you could do.
Well, I try to eat things that I'm supposed to eat, I try to take care of myself, but why is again? What again, Mr. Donald?
Maybe one of these days, honestly, you can sit down with your doctor, Cammy. One of these days, sit down with your doctor and ask your doctor. Ask him honestly, or her, both of them, and ask them, say, look, you guys know I have this pain, and you know the pain comes regular. Although there's nothing has been said about it as yet, but talks have been, thing. Do you think that marijuana could help me with the pain? No. I am very serious here.
I'm listening to you, sir.
I am very serious.
I only laugh because, to be honest, speaking and the whole listening, I spoke to them many times about that.
Uh-huh.
And I tried the marijuana, Mr. Donald. I wouldn't lie because God like the truth. Whenever I take a little smoke on that red pain, I get ease up,
Well, speak
I'm
to
telling you,
speak to your doctors. Speak to your doctors,
somebody will say, well, that woman, she smoke. I tell you, there's time red pain. I will take the Voltaren injection. I'll take the Cocodomol. I will take whatever they give me. And it's smoke pain. And I smoke a little weed. A little local ganja, Mr. Donald, that ease of the pain. I will not lie this morning. I'm telling you. Is it gospel truth? Ah, boy. That was what I cleans up. And I don't want to read for
let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
need
sir.
to speak to your doctor and find out if there's any way, there's any way he can prescribe. I don't know how it works medically, but speak to him and say, look, doc, this is what happens. And see if there's any way he can, because it's not legalized or decriminalized as yet.
I know.
And then outside of speaking to your doctor, speak to your friend Peter and say, hurry up with the thing now, man. Hurry up now, man. Let me get a
You
little
don't want to
easy.
hear that. You don't want to hear that. The other day, I make a little joke and say, well, boy, when. You don't want to hear that from me. I don't know if somebody else. But I'm telling you, that only a time when that pain take me, I just give up. It's like my breath going, That food does burn me. That food does burn. It's a burning it. It's burning like it's knocking me out. Doctor, the deceased doctor that gone, Dr. Thomas, he put me sit down, Dr. Marklish, and they tell me the problem with the circulation and whatnot with that. And Dr. Belma, the same thing. Dr. Andrews, I told red one from Settlers of Day. They the same thing, and I just don't know. That time, when the vein bust, it heal up nice, and that time again, it just pop again. So they tell me I must always keep it banned to help from it, busting again. But that is it. Yeah. And who doesn't help me, send ointment, send this, send that for me. And good morning to you, and good morning, sweetheart, and all those that has helped me. No spirit. Her brother has sent little medication to help me, but I just did.
Don't worry, babes.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yes, darling.
Anyway, take care. Try to have a good day, okay?
Yeah, you too, sweetheart.
You're not going down this morning?
I'm going now. I'll still go. I can't sit down. Yesterday, I see a set of people passing. What? I don't vote in for this sick, these people and them. These people crazy. Mr. Donald is a set of funny people. A whole set of funny people. Hey, have a good day.
Take care.
I don't want to say more.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good. Well, I wonder what she mean by a whole set of funny people. No, come here, easy. Whistle blow. Don't mistake that whistle for the bell, Don't mistake that whistle for the bell at all. Bell go ring in broad daylight. Don't worry. You're telling me? One family, one Grenada.
Mama tell me, since a baby, don't pass people just so. When you into they go, don't play proudy. Tell them howdy. I say, what's the reason, mommy? Is then she tell me, she say, all I we is one family. All I we is one family. All I we is one family.
Happening. Oh, cool.
Can't doubt me. Facts is history.
As you said, yeah. Today I could come now. I could come home. I know I'm there.
Yeah,
Didn't you retire and come home now, girl?
could separate
Morning.
from sins in slave.
Here's hoping that you have a wonderful day, Cynthia. Cynthia Bartholomew.
All of we one family.
Dale Nayak Thomas.
All of we one family.
Roland McDonald. Alison Brown.
All of we one family.
Member family. We have to rally with Vanessa, yeah? And as we pray for the recovery of Sister Matheson inside of Carriacou. Stalwarts in the family. So we can't let them down. We can't leave them alone. Oh boy.
When he building, or she planting, everybody helping, no money ain't passing. It's tradition on the island. Nowhere else that I know is like Sweet Tobago. They say, all of we one family.
Sing the tune, boy. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Brother Andre.
Morning, Miss Jacob.
How you do?
I'm all right.
Oh, my I do.
What's wrong with you, Miss Jacob?
My one and only beloved sister and your sister in hospital in Keriku.
Well, yes.
Oh, boy. You feel me?
Well, just pray that she'll be okay. I mean, she has
God, yes.
not just the grace of God, by the
By
good
Daddy.
works,
I don't
by
my heavenly
by
Father.
the good works of
Yes.
the people at the hospital and the grace of
Yes.
God, she'll be all right.
Yes. And this morning I want to tell you all, I don't smoke the marijuana. I boil it and I'm drinking it and I'm drinking it with some honey. Don't put sugar in it. A lady asked me if she wants to put sugar in it. I tell her no. If you get a natural honey, the honey better than the sugar. Although the sugar is the cane that makes it, but we don't know how they do it, what they do it. But it's the bees. Papa God send the bees on earth to take care of us. Please. The marijuana is very good. I told the Prime Minister that, you know. I'm afraid to tell him that. I tell him that. As I tell you all, it's the marijuana that make me have the fits again. I had fits at the age of 14. And my grandmother gave me that. And from the time I come out and that, I never stop drink it. It's very good. You just drink it. And Brother Andre, you could drink a little bit. Just put a little honey in it.
I hear you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, Popo.
Take care,
Love
Miss
you,
Jacob.
baby.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Come Yes.
Okay, great.
So, bye-bye.
Sunset City, long time I ain't see you. Sunset City, are you a male or a female? I hear this kind of name to them. You don't know who you're talking to. You're talking to man or woman. You know? And I can't say, big up yourself, girl. I like your hairstyle today. Nothing. Sunset City, are you a man or woman? Yeah. Somebody said they thought Miss Jacob was dying. Well, I kind of like that too. Anyway, but no, she ain't dying. So Sunset City, good morning to you, and let us know your gender. Or if you prefer to withhold your gender. Sheldon Scott. Anybody know how to reach Sheldon? Reach him and tell him that he needs to call me. When? No. Yeah. Anybody know Sheldon Scott? Tell him that he needs to call me. I have a question to ask him. Yeah. Wow. Let me see. Boy, watch. I had nothing to say, not today. Morning.
Morning, Mr. Donald.
Morning.
Mr. Donald, you want to do me credit?
No, I could do that.
Mr. Donald, today's agriculture?
Yeah, man, you know that. It's just that JD's not here this morning, but today's
according to our new soon-to-be elected Prime Minister, he will plant clove and nutmeg.
Clove and nutmeg, you said?
Clove and nutmeg, Mr. Donald. In his speech yesterday, I think on the news, I heard him talking about planting clove and nutmeg. Like if clove and nutmeg wasn't planting before, Mr. Donald.
Well,
Mr. Donald had a video yesterday of me soon to be elected.
I ain't hear that.
I had a visit yesterday on my soon to be represented parliamentary.
Oh, Nimrod was by you yesterday?
Yeah, it was in the area yesterday.
Ah, that's good. That's really good.
You always.
You always.
Yeah, Mr. Donald.
All right. Oh, nice to hear.
Mr. Donald.
Mm-hmm.
On another note.
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm not singing, Mr. Donald?
Why
let
not?
Let me look at my phone and tell what I'm using, Mr. Donald.
What are you using now?
CAT.
What?
A red in the middle, a yellow in the middle, a blue on, a red on one side, a green on one side, Mr. Donald. And there's a face about 2 inches circumference. This is the only movie you want to sell, Mr. Donald. I'm not singing, Mr. Donald. What do I have to do? See on my phone. I'm not talking on other phone. On my
to
phone.
see me?
Yes, Mr. Donald. I was saying you were saying the senior.
Okay, you have to go to Real FM Live page. Let your son sort that out for you.
All right, then.
Because I'm not there to tell you, and I don't know it just like that.
But on my little small phone, I cannot see you.
No, but on that other thing you have there, you'll be able to. So let your son sort it out. Your son is a genius when it comes to that.
Yes.
Wifey, good morning. What happening, girl?
Good morning. What are you doing?
I put in some planting trays.
What plant you put in, you know?
Cauliflower.
Oh, cauliflower. Okay. Well, I did right here, so girl.
Well,
Okay, I will stay here.
Have a good day, sir. We are one family.
One family, boy. One family. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Take care of yourself, Bridget, right? One family. No, sir. A whole set of funny people. How can we say that? Whoa. Sunset City Victoria says to me, we have different individuals that perform admin on the page. Sometimes it can be a male, at times female. All right, Sunset City, you win. So it's a amalgamation of all you tight. Okay, good. Betty James, what happening, girl? Jill! Hey. My dear Jill, how are you? I just see a little good morning there. Running for the train. I'll say hello again now. Morning! This thing crazy.
You can't doubt me. Facts is history. Old time people will know how we come to peace. Bound together, one another. Nothing could separate us from sins in slavery.
I'm telling you.
All are we one family.
Depo, you're asking some questions there. I ain't understanding at all, you know, Depo. Cynthia Bartholomew says, Yvonne says good morning. Yeah, Jill. I like Jill. Jill, Depo, do you know Jill? Yeah, Depo, tell me, do you know Jill? Get well, Miss Madison. I reside in Carriacou, just the permanent residency that I have me going at this time. Morning, Cami. That's coming from Cynthia Bartholomew. Harold Douglas, what's up? Venetrice! Venetrice, you need to reach out to Vanessa.
When he building.
Watch, I'm looking for a song. All yeah. Well, you know me, I crazy fella. Based on what Depo said, I look for different songs. Yeah, Depo has caused me to go all about looking for all kind of music. The Lakers, oh my God, I can't handle, man. I really can't handle. I feel you must lose last night again. We lost, or they call him. I guess that's for the rest of the season. That foot get injured again. Anthony Davis. Yeah. Oh, Jill, you know Depo? Okay. But Depo say he know you? What kind of thing is that? Depo, you must know Jill, man. Jill Williams? Okay, Depo, do yourself a favor. Remember Miss Lewis? Heinzie? Downstairs? The corner over there, so? Right. If you remember Miss Lewis, then try to remember Jill. Just try that, Depo. Tell me if you figure it out by now. Okay. Wait, no, man. Huh. Depo, I'm going to look for a song there, you know. Well, if that song put me in trouble, but wait now. Yeah, Depo. Oh, so Depo, you know now? Right. That is Jill. So Jill, Depo know you and Depo, you know Jill. But Depo, you know I don't know her. Yeah, Brethren, I don't know her. I don't know her. Yeah, Miss Chrissy Big Son, you're sure right on that, girl. You're sure right on that one. But what I'm going to look for, I'm going to think a song there. All right, I'm going to get a song there. 2 songs, as a matter of fact. When you hear I play them today, all the police come in and look for me, but I ain't mind. If all I could do, son, handle my bail. If all I could handle my voice, all I could handle my bail. And all I could handle my voice, all I could handle my bail, not so? Yeah, man. So all you gonna let all your boy go in jail just so? Nah. You can't let RJ go in jail. You're mad. According to Talpi, you're mad. Anyway, well, the next one. This is the first one downloading there, yeah. Go and thief them. All right. Oh, stop that nothing. Are you behaving so? You're from a different race of people or what? All of these one family, don't do that now? All right, let me go back to there. All right. BJ come earlier, BJ come. Where BJ? I know he come early this morning because he realized out in the field alone. He realized that hold on. I'm playing there. I want nothing to play at all, yeah? They call it quiet. Me and BJ got a nice little conversation this morning. I just want to get me in trouble. Good morning, BJ. How you doing?
Andrew, morning to the listening public.
Nice.
I'm doing fine. I like your shirt.
You do?
Yeah, man. Like the color.
Okay, good. A bad shot again.
Yeah, wicked.
Okay. Take your time, nothing. Take your time. Now, somebody just tell me Lakers win last night. Whoop, papi! If we beat the Jazz last night, we can beat anybody. You know, yeah. Thanks, Kester. Kester said we win last night. That's a good thing. So, how you doing, bro?
Fine, Andrew. Fine, thanks. Warm and easy as always.
How was the week?
Good.
Okay. What did you do that was not normal?
Looked at NDC launching the few candidates yesterday.
Yeah, that was not normal.
That was not normal.
Okay. Now listen, friends, you see, I didn't bring it up, so I want to question you on that. What is it that wasn't normal about that? Tell me what wasn't normal.
Andre, could we switch on to the agriculture program?
No, Bridget. You not bring it up here, not me. I didn't bring it up.
What wasn't normal is how it was done, Andre.
Well, they can say it was different.
Yes.
So, ain't no big thing. I guess ain't no big thing if it's different.
If it's different?
I don't know.
If it's different, then it's not normal.
No.
So you asked me what was abnormal.
Okay.
I gave you.
Somebody saying good morning.
Morning.
Maxwin Belfon, you know?
Morning, Maxwin. How are you, boss?
Roger Hilaire, good morning. How you doing, bro? You remember No, you wouldn't know Roger. You probably know his sister, Shoma Hilaire.
Oh, High Street?
Yeah, is that his sister or his... Roger, is that your sister or your aunt?
Roger, man.
Roger... Anyway, he's a Hilaire.
Shoma Hilaire and them people?
Yeah.
I know the whole family. Father was an ex-policeman. Mr. Hilaire.
Mother made the best noise in the land.
In the whole world.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Not in the land, in the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
Wicked noise, man.
Just to wait for it between 11 and 12 o'clock. Everywhere.
The two best noise makers was Miss Hilaire and Miss Lewis.
Yes.
The lady with the pharmacy here, Christine's mom.
Yeah.
Ooh, best noise in the land, Bridget. You know?
Are you talking about it and I can see it vividly now?
Okay, so Roger is saying Shoma is his aunt.
Oh, Shoma is his aunt.
Yeah,
okay.
right, yeah. But I'm telling you, Them stories, them there, boy.
Yeah, man.
What?
Curil, eh?
Yeah.
Don't find those kind of people no more.
No, you
they don't
find
make
them.
them no more.
And you know, outside of selling snoise, these two individuals, Miss Hilaire and Ms. Lewis. So you get to buying things from them, snoise and them from them so much that you develop that sort of a respect. So they too become like the big sister, the mother on the road, the aunt on the road. So when you see them, you're behaving yourself like if it's a teacher, you say,
Andre, you don't just get snoise, you get snoise and guidance.
Yes, you get guidance, man.
Yes. Sure, my mom used to be like a second mom to me.
Yes. And
Miss Mabel that used to sell the bread up at the top.
Yes.
Used to,
from right there.
yes, to look after me. Miss Big T.
Yeah.
When I'm hungry and have nothing to go buy.
You go buy Big T.
Those are the people that keep me alive, Andre. Is it Miss Greta? Used to be with the pharmacies there now. Snack it somewhere around there. She married with one guy down. Used to work in the Ministry of Sports or something like that. So, Conrad, something or some Conrad.
Oh, Glita.
Glita.
Yeah, she was. I think she was a nurse. I don't know.
She used to be a nurse, Angie. Yeah.
I know she's retired now.
Exactly.
Glita. Yeah. She married to Conrad Francis.
Used to give me a little sweet biscuit now and then for me to get for hungry.
No, these people were. They were like stays in the Big
That's
T.
Angie.
I was happy when I was going to Big T's funeral, but the day before, Kenny couldn't make it, and Kenny had to do, and they had asked Kenny to do the eulogy and read it. And Kenny said, "Yo, you do that for me." I was the happiest person in my life. It wasn't paying her back, but it was just paying tribute to a lady who had done so much. I mean, you could never hungry. You go by Big T, and based on how you stand up, she know you don't have money in your pocket,
Andre.
and she know you're home.
Of course, Andre. They could look on your face
They
and
just
see,
look at you and they
and
know.
they see how the white squalor develop and and I give you something on the edge.
Yes.
Andre, you have those kind of people. You have to be grateful for them still, because without them, sometimes you don't know how you was going to make it,
Our generation wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. Andre, those people that bring me up once, Miss Big T was raffling a sheep, and Andre, in them time there was 25 cents a chance. She said, take a chance. I took a chance, won the sheep. I was in Farm 3, didn't pick up the sheep. When I left school 2 years later, she said, come in and pick up a sheep, you have about 4 or 5, So I had to take a transport to come pick up the whole lot, because the one that I won made young ones, and she look after it for me and stuff like that, Andre. Those are the kind of people that don't exist anymore.
They don't exist.
They don't make them no more.
No. And as Depo say, you know when a person call you by your mother's name, always one family.
Yeah.
Like they would use Agnes Boy.
Yeah.
But that person know you, so you don't keep yourself quiet.
You already have to surrender.
Yes. So they say, Agnes Boy, behave yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
And boy.
That's
she
it,
ain't know your
Andre.
name, but she know your mother name. And that's it, you can't do anything again. You have to do so and learn to behave yourself. Man, this is so very nice. Anyway, agriculture. BJ, with all that's going around, and what I mean, and I'm not really talking COVID, I'm talking all the politics flying in the air. I'm expecting to hear more from the party opposition. I'm expecting to hear more about agriculture, but the only big thing, quote unquote, I've heard coming from that sector is we will legalize marijuana. I've not heard anything else.
Well, Andre, even that, the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah.
I keep saying this. This is uncharted territory for us. And we have to be very, very cautious as to how we actually deal with ganja and its decriminalization or its legalization or whatever. we have to be very, 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 very careful. Andre, I of the opinion, and that's my personal opinion, and you heard me say it many, many times over, I have no problem with getting involved with the production of marijuana, but it needs to be done under controlled condition. It needs to be monitored and controlled. I don't like the idea about people are able to just grow some marijuana at will. I'm not sure if that's the right approach. What we should be doing, Andre, all right, is to grow ganja under controlled conditions, and what we need to do is to export this thing. We shouldn't grow this thing for domestic consumption. How much people are doing it and how much people are smoke anyway? What's the sense in doing it? What we should be doing, Andre, is exporting marijuana based on the value, the demand for it now, the profit that you can obtain for doing such. Bring back the money in Grenada, educate your people about the ills of maybe smoking. I shouldn't say using marijuana because there is, there is positives when it comes to that. You understand? And that's what we really need to do. We shouldn't be promoting it, say for people to use it internally. I'm not sure if that's the right approach. Andre, what the market base in Canada, Europe, North America is very, very, very huge. And we should tap into that market like how they tap into our market with the Kentucky and the rum and the cigarette and whatever. And we can tap into the market and sell them some good ganja. In fact, when container loads from Grenada coming up, people in the US should be feeling glad that they're getting, good quality stuff. No, you can find pharmaceutical companies that can buy it off of you. Andre, do you know the license for growing of marijuana in Florida? I was looking up in last night. With your application form, you have to make a deposit of $110,000 to apply for the license. And if you don't get it, you still lose the $110,000. If the demand wasn't high, would you think you would be like $110,000, Andre, with the application form if you're applying to grow it, just for the application form for them to process it? Serious business, soldier.
All that?
110,000 just to process your application.
And if you ain't get,
if you don't get through, you lose that. That's the cost for evaluating you and what you set out to do. Uh-oh. So I have that opinion that we need to deal with that. So anybody can jump on that if they want to at a business. Andrew, what we need is a national farm plan. So whichever government comes in power, they don't talk the bag of foolishness. They have something to follow.
But don't you think, BJ, that if you're going to come into office, if you're looking to come into office, you should be able to say, okay, fine, you know what, this is what...
the policy shouldn't change that much.
This is what our policy is going to be.
Well, your policy shouldn't be different from whatever, because when you're doing those things, especially in regard to agriculture, both the opposition and the party in power should be sitting down and coming up with the proper plan as to how we want to see the sector moving forward. When Bush day in power and Obama take over, nothing hasn't changed that much with regard to the agricultural production in the US, because the policy is similar. They may do a few little things different here and there. Of course, that's okay. That's human being, and that's they may see things slightly different. But if you make a cake, why would you jump in after you start eating it and say, oh, it's bad because it's not me alone that put in the ingredients? If everybody put in the ingredients, everybody had to eat it and wash them out and wipe them out dry. You understand? But everybody does think, something, my idea is better than this man's idea. My way of doing it is better than his. Ego, self-centered, people, the selfishness is, without limit.
But you made a point about the decrim and legalization of marijuana. And it's very important because when you look at decrim, if you're going to decriminalize a small amount, then you have to sit and say, why are you decriminalizing that amount?
And where are you going to be coming from?
Yeah.
Andre?
Because here, BJ, I'm seeing that again. Probably we need to have a greater conversation.
Andre, decriminalization
Mhm.
in small countries is legalization. Don't forget that. And don't say I didn't tell you. Decriminalization in small countries like Grenada is legalization. Just different word. But when you tell a man he can work with it, it means that he can grow it. Simply.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yes. And if you can grow it, would you go in, you can say, give a limit and say it's 5 trees per household or whatever per person. Would you go to every household and monitor that?
Because even if you give and you say 9 ounces per person.
You work with a scale and to put on
Yeah, that's
every
it. Because
time.
if you say 9 ounces, and in order to get to the 9 ounces, I must grow a tree.
Exactly.
And a tree, based on how you take care of it, BJ, and you grow your tree, the tree can give you a pound.
10 pounds.
Do you understand? So, you're still up in the air.
Yeah, you have huge trees. There are big strains and varieties that grow very, very big. You have to take a ladder to go up there and pick your buds.
Yeah, and when them buds that are not there,
Exactly.
it's serious buds.
Yes.
So, it is, I don't know, I really pray that, we come up with the legislators, come up with the right language so as to deal with this thing. Because I don't even know if legalization is the way to go. Do you say legalize it? When you legalize it, then you have a situation that everybody who want man cut it down.
And I really don't like it. You should be growing ganja under control condition, and you should be able you should have a license. The government should be picking up its money like how everybody else pick up their money, like how they have excise tax and stuff like that. And Andre, because you're doing it in that way, and there is a demand for it nationally. Yes, there's a demand for ganja to a certain extent. It should be available like in weed shop, control weed shop and stuff like that. You don't sell for a certain age. You need to have your thing to pick it up. Blah blah blah. Those people have to pay the tax and extra, like how it's done in other country, Andre.
Because BJ, when in Grenada, we make rum. And
yes.
The people who make rum, they have license.
Of course.
Them guys who making the babash.
Well, they can't even sell it without the people coming and give them the authority to do it.
Who making
and
the babash?
Andre, there was.
They still on that.
Andre, not that. There was. Listen, before there was Playway. There was way,
There was, yes.
People used to have a little thing running on the outside.
Man still have it.
They still do it? And they make a number and people bet and...
the number on tree in a matchbox.
What you saying?
And in a matchbox. Man still doing that.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I thought that outdated.
No, where we're going on.
Andre, the point I'm making is that there are things that sometimes people gravitate towards, and the best thing to do is to have control over it. Then you'll leave it get out of control. If people want to gamble and play, make it legal and play way.
Yeah.
It's saying go in the shop and you do it,
Man still playing the way. Man still playing that.
Well, that's a quick little thing on the roadside. Sometimes you have a little fun in it too. So,
Man put a mark on the mango tree there, nail it there, so and he stay there and he waiting.
Everybody pass and you bet something, and then 12 o'clock in the day you open it up. Yeah. And you pay the person who win.
You pay the winners.
No, the point I'm making, Andre, those things need to be controlled. And we can talk from now till next year. It's our business. The point I'm making, the demand for it wouldn't remain the same. And supply wouldn't remain the same neither. There is a window of opportunity now, and we should basically take it. We shouldn't be frightened of it at all.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. BJ, somebody said they sit in the land since they spoke to you. They're waiting on you. They're getting wet and sunburned.
In my garden?
In their garden.
Waiting on me?
Did you promise somebody something? I know you have some planting
doubt
plants.
It very much.
You have some planting plants.
I really don't promise things and don't deliver, Andre. Most of the time, people, the person probably waiting to hear me on the radio station.
No. It's somebody who needed your number on the 5th of February, and I send that number to them. Your number. So that means that they would have called you. They will message me and let me know what it's about. But BJ, I still need the planting plants.
Yeah, Andre, there are a lot of planting plants.
I know.
Get that.
But how do
Somebody
I get
called for planting plants only a few days ago.
How do I get it?
How do I get it, Andre? You need to listen. When somebody wants 5, 10 planting plants, we don't sell that. We give somebody that. Like, if somebody wants a watermelon, we don't really sell a watermelon for somebody. But they have to wait when we're picking up watermelon.
So when you taking up?
That's the point. Some urban guy called and he wanted some.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that when I reached like a total of maybe orders for close to 100, then I take out 100. So then somebody takes 75, you have 25 to give people who want 5, 2, 3. I mean, somebody called me from Rosehill on Sunday, send me a message. Vijay, I want a bunch of green banana and a planting plant. One planting plant.
Yeah.
Well, they would have to wait a little for that.
They have to wait.
A little. Until it becomes available. Then they get it for free.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
I can go do it for you now, No. But my workers work for what? $60 a day. If I take one to do that, the cost of the planting plant can't compensate to pay my day pay for my worker.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
hands up. So I think we've spoken at length on the whole marijuana issue. I just, as I said, and I think you're on the same page with me. We just want the best thing to happen.
Yes, Andre. And we're not here advocating you should do this and you should do that and that's the formula and whatever. We are basically talking about this thing in general, the way people ought to be looking at it. And you see, Andre, when politicians talking about marijuana, I don't listen.
Why?
Because, Andre, they are hypocrites. They talk about it to get into power. And when they get there, the power intoxicate them, so they don't reason properly any longer. And it takes them 5 years to make a simple decision.
Somebody say you're not hearing from the opposition, you're not hearing any policy positions from them, and all you're hearing is condemnation. Do you agree?
Well, to a certain extent, Andre, I don't think they're getting this thing right with regard how they're dealing with the ruling party, the ruling government, so to speak. Andre, whether we want to accept it or not, and I'm a rational person, I don't, when I come on this radio station here, I don't have no sort of a biasness because I'm speaking to the nation, I'm speaking to the general public, I'm speaking to a wide audience, internationally too, Andre.
Of course.
So I wouldn't sit here and, run up my mouth on this party and that party and this. This actually don't make any even sense for our country because the people who are listening out there can have misconception. However, Andre, when it comes to this party, the current government, Andre, they've done very, very, very well over the last 4 or 5 years or so. Very, very well. I don't know how this man and them coping or how they had coped given the situation that existed worldwide, to be able to pay wages, able to keep things going, to be able to have them like a safety net, to be able to run this country in the way that they did. There are like a mix-up and, like a let down here and there. But if I was to judge them overall, Andre, they done very, very, very well. The leadership, it looks stable. It seems as though they're speaking with one voice. People seem to know when to open their mouth and when to, not to speak. And they seem to have things under control. All in all, Andre, I'm blessed and happy to be in Grenada at this point in time, Not because there are a lot of money here, but because of the stability. And last night, we dropped how much? $200 inside of my vehicle, and the doors open and the key inside, and I decided I'm not going back outside there because I know it's safe. My friends came here from Jamaica. We go in the bakery in Grenville, and they say, BJ, lock in the vehicle. I say, lock what? Boy, it's a Grenada. But I stand up by the door looking outside, just in case somebody.
But still, it gives you a sort of a certain level of good feeling, BJ, that you can leave your vehicle
Andre, with whole heap of things in it and I don't have to be bothered,
Unless you really leave things exposed.
Well, that's a different thing. I'm passing and do him
Yeah,
but generally, Andre, we have a nice country.
You could park your vehicle in Riverside Junction and go and leave money inside.
Yeah,
expose
everywhere,
there,
man.
And nobody go there.
Nobody don't bother with it, Andre.
Nah,
nobody.
that's BJV.
Nobody don't bother with that.
They ain't bother with that. No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it maybe somebody strange
Exactly.
vehicle might want to say, well,
I was going by the barber and I said, my vehicle open, you know. He said, BJ, what happened to you, man? Come and cut you here now,
yeah,
man.
man.
You
Forget
understand?
that.
So, you know, it's like sometimes we sit back and criticize and jump here and jump there and you know, run down each other. And Andrew, we have a blessed country. We have, you know, blessed people in it. We have good leadership. You know, things aren't 100%. But which country things are 100% in? Tell me. I used to think so, you know. I used to think abroad better than home, you know.
Yeah.
Until I go there myself, you know. And realize only 3 days I could spend in them people place, you know.
There's a song that you will know from Jamaica. And when we check it out, Lord, no better than yard. We can sing that one for here.
Me love me big flour dumpling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Me yam and banana. You understand?
Yeah, well, seriously, when you really look at it, BJ, food, security, social life, no way better than the other.
No way, Andre. We don't have plenty money here, so okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, sometimes we have to, you know, ban me belly because what. But in terms of levity, we're better than Grenada. I don't bother with nobody because I've been there.
Been there, done that.
Yes. Andre, what is the sense of man have $1 million and him have it at the bank, you know? But everywhere you go, you have to look over him shoulder, man. Him uneasy and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
Makes no sense.
Exactly. Humanity first, before money.
And that is one of the things that you spoke about earlier. The security of this country is very important.
The most important thing?
Yeah, I just say it deals with everything.
Of course.
And once the security is right, then everything else will follow.
I'm saying you do anything, anyhow, and anywhere. You don't bother with anybody. Yeah. Nice policemen, you know, nice teachers, nice civil servant. We cool, we course them, we do everything.
Yeah.
And next day we go back again in front of them.
And they go play the fool sometime and we go
exactly.
through them.
What?
Yeah.
That's our country is. What happened to that?
It's amazing. Stability.
You know, stability, Andre, is the key. And this ruling party, this ruling government had shown the country, yes. And Andre, we had turmoil times. We had times when people frustrated, you know, pandemic, nobody can go outside, we don't know what to do, we don't know where the next set of, you know, money coming from. And even notice, Andre, we show that we are resilient and we show that we can unite. It shows that we can work hard too, you know. Within no time at all, we start to produce vegetables and, you know, things for people to eat, and we didn't have to bother too much with them people's stuff in the shop. In fact, there wasn't much money to buy anyway. You understand? And it's sure that we can unite as a people, we can come out when called upon to do what is necessary for our country. So, you know, bother with little politicians who just come wrong and happy as though manna falling from the sky. That time doesn't happen again. If you want to put up your head in the sky and wait for the manna to fall, and know you're falling down together with the manna, you want time dead, you know.
You got time dead for that, yeah?
Yeah.
Man, everybody have to work.
You have to get real, Andre, by the sweat of thy brow. That's what, yes.
Thou shall.
You
Thou
know,
shall by the sweat of thy brow. There ain't no joking about that. And it's high time well, I think the majority of us know that there are a few who grasp that.
Yes, Andre, it's always easy to sit down and say, yo, brethren, if a day I could have do that. But when you put that same person there, you wonder if it's them that they opening them out before, you know.
Yeah, do it.
Because it's always easy to sit down on the fence and call shot, you know. When you're on the battlefield, a different thing altogether, you know. You're forgetting if it was you that sit down on the fence calling shot, you know, man. You know. So, you know, bother with people in the Turkish cheap, brethren. We no shot at that in my country. Much, you know, plenty talkers, man, just talk. They have every solution for every problem. And you give them the opportunity to solve those problems. And you want to know, you know, where the practical aspect of things gone.
Who do you think might end up being the Minister of Agriculture if NDC wins the election?
Well, Andre, they could use anybody, you know.
Yeah, I ask you, who do you think might end up being?
Might end up being?
Might who?
I'm not sure that party might realize that there is they might be needed for a Minister of Agriculture. Andre, let me tell you something. Man. Get this thing absolutely clear in your head. And I don't mix in no matters with that. All right? You can look around and do your assessment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't deal with, disillusion. I don't sit down and wonder and say, if this happened, what would? You don't understand? This is abstract thinking, and my brain don't function like that. I know my people. I know the Grenadian people. I've been around long enough to know what it is they will go for and what they won't go for. So it's abstract for me to sit down and say, in case NDC win, who they're going to use as that? Andre, how are they going to win in the first case? Are you saying my people don't understand what's going on and the people of this country that, naive when it comes to the thinking? I know my people better than that, Andre. I don't go in them abstract like dark places.
So you're not giving him a chance, PJ?
A chance?
That's what I said.
With your life and the future of your children? You have chance there? Andre, you need to smoke some weed here. You need to be careful of the questions you're asking people, Because if you're smoking weed, you're asking those kind of questions, What's really wrong with you on that?
So with some weed, that question...
That done, you know what was that? This is abstract. This is imagination gone wild.
You just floored me. You knocked me for 6 days, and I don't know.
No, I don't knock you for 6.
I don't know how to get up to that.
I just giving you the facts. And the Grenadian people are more wise than that. We're better than that. We know we can't take chance. Andre, and believe you me, man, I really happy for NDC that they actually putting a team together, and Dickon as a young person would have trying to come through the ranks and do what maybe people before him couldn't do and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes for ruling a country, for running a country, for dealing with national issues, Andre, the time gonna reach, but not now. We can't take chance with that thing right about now. If they behave themselves and keep themselves together and show the Grenadian people that, yes, that's a different kettle of fish, then we might put up something here and there, but we don't take a chance with that now. We're not playing around with that, Andre. Not this kind of time.
Okay. I hear you.
Andre, that's the general consensus outside there. People, the general consensus outside there is that, hang on. It's good for NDC and we will give them like a support here and there. But in terms of actually running, managing, governing a country, Andre, you don't take you except your beam over your eyes. It don't take you nothing to see that, no, these guys, them just don't ready for that yet. What happened? That's rational thinking. That's rational reasoning. That's reasoning by deduction, Andre, based on what is happening outside there.
Someone is saying here, when vying to be in government, and I want your comment on this, it's by Deputy. When vying to be in government, one must be prepared to be a viable opposition in order to become an invisible voice. Diaspora fever sometimes can be mistaken as dependable votes.
Yeah, people do, Andre. Sometimes you can have misconceptions. Sometimes you can be looking at this thing wrongly. Sometimes you can be looking at the wrong, avenue to think that that's the way you should be going. In reality, just taking it down a funny kind of slope. Andre, Grenadians are funny people, We won't, all right? We won't get our fingers beaten twice. We did that and realized they couldn't even make 5 years, 4 and something years. Mm-hmm. You think that don't fresh and visible in people's minds still? You think people forget that already? We do that easy to forget it. We may not talking about it, but we don't forget it. We ain't taking chance with that again just yet. That had to go on rebound and repolish and, get the act together and come on as the Grenadian people for a little chance, and we may consider that. Well, we don't taking chance with this thing yet.
Okay, I hear you. Oh, Harold Douglas. Harold Douglas is somewhere from Moncraven, I think.
Uh-huh.
He's based in the U.S. And he says, whoa, your guest is good. I like the way he thinks. Wow.
Good.
Yeah, he said you're good.
Yeah, it's only got that good.
Somebody else just locally said, he's very good, meaning you're very good. Where you say, no, you ain't good.
Got that good, not me. Good.
Not BJ.
Not BJ.
Not BJ at all. But still, thinking the agriculture and what do you think this government, what would they have to do again in relation to agriculture?
Andre, what I would like to see us do, all right, from an agricultural standpoint, it seems as though from a domestic aspect of things, we're able to take care of that, to provide food for us internally. However, there are farmers, all right, who you can consider as commercial farmers. And the market base locally is too small to make any serious money. You have to think about exporting. No, the way we engage in our agricultural production, it's very difficult for us to export because we don't have consistency and we lack planning. I would like to see for the next 4-5 years, we involve in more or less the production of secondary products, the making of it, so to speak, with whatever we decide to grow. I mean, let's face it, Andre. We have Baran. And if Baran was to come inside here and put all this stuff that they produce on this table here and put this desk here might be too small.
Too small.
Because they make a wide range of products. So if they're making that wide range of products, you need to ask yourself where the raw materials coming from and why you couldn't have 3 and 4 Baran in our country. You look at the chocolate factory.
I was just about to say.
We have 3 or 4 small ones around the place and one
5
yeah. And one big one down in St. Mark's. Andre, we should have an industry, a chocolate industry, whereby we're doing the best chocolate in the world because we're growing the best cocoa in the world. And why we can import cocoa and things from St. Vincent and those places and Trinidad and those places? Why and have Grenada as the central hub for chocolate throughout the world? Why we can't do that?
BJ.
Why can't we have our tourism merge with agriculture in such a way whereby people can come by and spend days and weeks and send their children to come and learn what it is take place on those agricultural farms. For example, you may have ganja farms, and then you can have tourist attraction on those very said farms to watch how it is produced, how it is processed, how it is packaged, and how it is exported. What's wrong with those things? And just some of these countries and them, they just send the students and the people to go and spy on other countries. In fact, they hold some people from China the other day picking up some corn that the U.S. farmers planted, and they wanted to know if it's modified and to find out what genetical material that is had that they want to. In fact, they imagine you're planting corn one at a time, every 8 inches or whatever. Andre, the man and them had 5 pounds. They pick up 5 pounds already going with it. Yeah? They dig it up in the ground and pick up about 5 pounds to get it back to China. The point I'm making, Andre, that's how serious those people take the agriculture. Why can't we do the same for nutmeg? We are the best nutmeg in the world. How comes we can create jobs, all right, and add value to things? How comes people abroad could do it? What it is that they're doing over there that we cannot do here? Tell me, all we nutmeg, they'll stay sometime and spoil in the warehouse, Because, Andre, they get old and they start to deteriorate because it's primary produce. That's what happened to it. You have to process it sometime to give it, shelf life and, add value and to create job. We have a big factory line somewhere in Brush Grove, somewhere central Brush Grove up there, in the bush up there, Nothing happened to those things, Andre. And we still put them in big bags and put them in container and try to ship them abroad, And people, them man over there know that, so they pay us whatever they want, because they know when you're dealing with primary produce, you cannot determine price, like basic economics, You could hold it, and I know you're broke, you're gonna call for the money just now. You will sell it for us. So they're playing games with you because they know they have the monopoly too, Andre. Monopoly sometimes, Andre, if you selling for a man and only him, you basically turn him into a monopoly, Because you have nothing else, the man have nowhere else to go. You selling all your stuff for him. And you know what he does, Andre? He pays you just enough to keep you going, not to get you rich, because you're going to switch when you get rich. All right? And they have you just like that, and they have it for 20, 30, 40 years, Andre, like that.
Make them rich.
And they get very, very rich, and the children come and take over, and your children come and take over. And all you know, this production of a diminishing effect. You're getting lesser and lesser and lesser. And you're turning around and you're asking, how comes young people are getting involved in land? How comes young people are taking over the land from the grandfather and do this? Well, young people know stupid, Andre. They know exactly what's going on. They've seen that don't make no sense. They have seen that the father and the grandfather would have done it for how much years. And he come home every night tired, lie down, sleeping, and snowing before he can look at the television 7 o'clock in the night because he's so tired. And next morning, you have to go do the same thing again. For who? For some man we sit down in Europe and in Germany and those places over yonder?
You spoke about the why can't we import
of course
the cocoa out of St. Vincent and Trinidad
and other places,
and it's a very important statement because I link it back instantly
intra-regional trade
to the guy who set up the factory, the one at Diamond. A guy called Jim. I think he's in Hermitage now. And Jim told me that factory, and I have said this so many times, that factory, Grenada,
could produce all the cocoa.
Cannot produce enough.
Can process all the cocoa, Andre.
It can't
what we have here?
For that.
Nope, a monster.
That is what he called it. He
it's
said
huge.
that thing is a monster. You cannot produce enough cocoa for that machine. Now you're saying, hey, maybe we should start thinking about importing out of Trinidad, importing
of
out
course,
of
Andre.
importing out of wherever,
yes.
So that we can do so and make a chocolate and have made in Grenada.
Yeah.
It will have to state the source because according to the rules, it would have to say the where the cocoa came from.
Yes.
But it says made in Grenada.
Yeah.
And
well, Andre,
can be done, BJ, and has nothing to do with government.
No, and Andre, you see what is happening. All right? You have to understand that those people buy our cocoa to flavor the old, funny, stupid old cocoa they're getting from other country. So they buy ours to mix it, to give the thing a proper taste, That's why they buy our nutmeg for too, to mix with them old funny thing that come out in India and those places and them down there, to make it smell better, to make it taste better. And Andre, we have that aspect of things. We had flavored stuff. Then it's easy to buy other things to augment with it, to produce more. We live in some people come and do that for us. We all the scientists and Andre, we spend a lot of $1 million every year educating our people, taxpayers' money, and grants and stuff like that. We all the scientists and things we send abroad and make and create with them, with the gun.
They're there.
Exactly.
They go nowhere.
Exactly. So, you can tell me that we can do better as a people. Andre, we need to create, the government cannot create jobs for everyone.
No.
All right? We need to create the environment, the atmosphere, whereby, all right, we can create jobs by using the resources that we have, all right, in such a way that we do it very, very efficiently and generate serious revenue. Not just for the people at the top and the people who own the machineries and the factories and stuff like that, Andre. But for everyone down the chain. The whole production chain. And chain, Andre. And you know something? If Grenada doing well with its chocolate and say we're importing cocoa from St. Vincent, the farmers in St. Vincent will be doing well too.
Of course. Although they make chocolate in
yes, that's okay. But the point I'm making, Andre, that's why you may target a few farms over there.
Yeah.
Huge farms who you may want to supply to you. They can go on with the liquor business over there. And there is no problem in St. Vincent asking us to send out a bit for them to flavor theirs too, you know.
You're correct. You're correct.
There's no problem in that. The problem, Andre, is imperialism. When they take ours and don't give you anything, they take St. Vincent and don't give them anything, they bring it in the US, and your factory here can produce it, you know. In fact, sometimes they crush it here, you know. All right? And all of a sudden, they send you back some funny looking thing in some package, bright color, and they tell you how to pay for it, and the cocoa, what actually they need, is less than a gram. The rest is just filler material. And they add a whole heap of sugar, and you eat that and you say it's really good.
BJ, where's Kato? I ain't hearing about him politically these days. Okay,
Leo?
Oh, that's his name? Leo, yes.
Andre, I don't really know. I've been hearing through the grapevine that Leo might be running instead of Terry Hilde. You remember Terry ran last election? Yeah.
Terry did 2 elections, didn't he?
Yeah. And I think they have Leo in the making now. That's the latest, the latest thing I got in on the ground.
No, but
I don't know.
I'm hearing about another.
Somebody else? It's quite possible. It's quite possible, Andre.
So they don't want Leo again?
I don't know.
You too old?
Don't follow things like of that nature. Things that I don't think you're going anywhere with, I don't clog up my mind with it.
I want to congratulate Terry. I'll tell you why. Kenny Lal Singh said, when politics intervened on him as a young man and he went to jail, his business took a dive.
Okay.
He also said when he got in politics voluntarily and won the seat and ran and won the seat and he was in government and everything, his business took a dive. Now his business is going back up because he can concentrate on his business. And I look at Terry and I'm like, but hold on, Terry, you building a mansion in the junction there. And I say congratulations to him. Because he has started now, BJ, to focus on Terry.
On his business.
And his business.
Yeah. Andrew, I keep saying that when you want to get involved in politics, you should have a base. Economic base.
If you don't have that, leave it alone.
If you don't have that, don't go as though you're looking for as a job. You go into politics to find a job to get a salary. Andre tells me that you're not yet successful. You're not yet ready to go out of grass. I keep telling people, I want money. So don't put no broke man in front of me, man, or money, and tell me follow him. Because in the first case, I don't follow in nobody who don't have money, and I want money. That's mad people thing. That's delusional. Yeah. A man broke, and you tell me he's my leader.
Yeah.
I don't know where this coming from.
That can't happen.
That don't work with me.
That don't happen.
So if
you can't be broke and be my leader.
And be my leader. Well, what are following you for? To be broke too? No, sir. What's wrong with you on that?
Yeah.
And the people need to get themselves, put themselves in a formidable position before they get involved in politics. You will be respected a bit more. People would know you're not going there for that. You don't go in there to get a little money. Money should become of nothing to you when you're getting involved in politics. Otherwise, like a job you're going to look for, you can go in the civil servant and apply for a thing and go and get that.
What do my leader and you're broke?
That don't work in Andre.
That can't work.
What's wrong with you?
That can't work.
Man broke. He never have no business. He never operate no business. He never achieve anything. Him is a failure from God know when. And there is a little avenue that open up And because you are like a popular, you say, let me go and run election. And you should be like Afghanistan, you know. Every man walk around with him, make you on the shoulder, you know.
Stop that now, BJ, let me ask you. You said that, but let me ask you this question. A youth, around, never worked before, or maybe did a little thing in a corner and want to get involved in politics. How do you feel that?
Not ready for grass yet, Andre. You're not ready to go out of grass yet. You should find yourself in some institution or doing something with your life that can make people think that you're ready for the ride. You're not ready for that yet. Andre, you're broke. You can't help your family. You can't even help yourself good. And you tell them you're trying to help people. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? You're delusional to be thinking that way. Andre, one eye man is king in a blind eye man country, you know. If everybody is blind and you're one eye, you're cool, you know.
So you're saying that people first-time jobs don't do that?
They're not ready for that yet. Andre, they're not ready for that for the ride yet. They don't have the experience in the first case. Because remember, the job that follows you after that, generally be a ministerial job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you never manage anything, how you go manage ministry? How you go manage government affairs? Why do you think prime ministers in the Caribbean have to act as though them is dictator and try to manage everything themselves? Because they realize the people around them don't good, you know.
All right, but let me ask you, let's look at it this way. When Kate Lewis, which was it wasn't her first job because she was teaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when she got into, she was able to be put in the prime minister's ministry, and
learn the process and learn the whole rules.
The process, because but what happened?
Andre, she didn't know how much years she worked before.
Yeah, quite a few.
Exactly.
Right. But what happens if your prime minister is a newbie and doesn't have the experience of running a government, and you are a newbie, and you are in a ministry?
Andre,
chaos.
You see this time now that we're living in? We cannot take people without experience and put them on the battlefield. Because we know we have to go with body bag to put them in. They cannot survive. They wouldn't survive. And remember, the people who following them dying too, you know. So I don't take no chance with that. You have to have experience. You have to know what you're about. You have to show me, all right, that you walk the walk in order for me to put on my gears and start following you, you know. I don't go in and commit suicide, you know. What's wrong with you on that? A man broke, a man don't have no experience around in country, a man don't even have experience around in their own business. If you look at them like a business close by, you realize that in order for them to get some money, is some band looting will take place. All right? Because some of them do able. And all of a sudden, the man and them pop up the head and say, yo, you know something? Follow me. Wait. You mean I'm going to commit suicide?
So it's a body bag, yeah?
You have to work with that because you're dead. What's wrong with you on that? Andre, out in the front line there, the competition is so huge and so vicious, all right, that you have to be able or else you won't get knocked out.
That pollster out of Barbados, Peter Wickham, he does polls and so throughout the Caribbean. Not too very long ago, and he made a statement that members of the NDC took offense to.
In relation to?
And the statement was, the NDC at this time should not be looking to win the election.
I think that's the right thing, the right approach.
They should be looking to put themselves in
together and poise
and target the elections after this one.
I think
they took offense.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's real good advice. Andre, there are some people who lose and never recover. And putting them to lose, knowing that they wouldn't recover, is anarchy. And that's what's going to happen with this election coming up. Andre, you're going to be, listen man, you're going to be damaging and denting some young people with good intention. who does not have what it takes internally, mentally, to cope with the rigors of those things, you are spoiling them. And we need to be careful with that. I've seen it happen left, right, and center. And those people who end up on the roadside with a liquor farm here and there, with a liquor thing, so joking a liquor thing, so I say, wait, you as a minister, what you doing there? Andre, some people need to be careful as to what direction that it take in their life. The cherry might be looking ripe and nice and to peak, sometimes reaching it.
Yeah.
All right? You only find what wait. It already yet, it's hard still, and you're only looking that way. Right. Things just appear to be what they aren't. You have to be careful, and you have to look at it very, very, very careful. They're going to spoil some young people with this election coming up. Those people are going to lose. They're going to feel real hot. All right? And some people, it get into them so personal.
Damage their psyche.
Oh, what you're saying, after that they become vicious. Everything that they say is disgraceful. They themselves become a disgrace. You don't see it happen? You don't pass them on the roadside all about? You don't see some of them politicians in them? Stand up like a fish market.
Yeah, I never looked at it.
What's wrong with you and that?
I never looked at it that way.
Andre, you serve your country for 5 years. You decide to give your country 5-10 years. You should be able to look after yourself for 5-10 years. You shouldn't depend on the little country salary to go feed your family and look for a little work. Where you going with that thing on him, Andre? Where you going with that on him? But if you're going for a walk, when you should be serving your country, you go be performing a little work, and not a service, A lot of people perform a little work, Andre, but not a service. A service is a different thing.
Here's a question for you from Christopher Stewart. And the question is...
I'm a soldier.
Yeah. As a farmer, do you depend on the hotels to be successful? If the answer is yes, why host on a program last night on GBM radio, release it, condemn the hotels and the tourists that come into Grenada?
And sometimes we want to eat your cake and have it. Sometimes we want tourist money, but we don't want them to come. It's easy to talk. It's easy to people to... Andre, I don't know if you noticed. Everything in Grenada now, we reason it from a political standpoint. Not from an economic standpoint, not from a social standpoint, not from a standpoint that makes sense, not realistic. What we do, we have a political inclination and we assess things based on our political affiliation. Well, Andre, the minute time you start to do that, you're going to have a bias to the thing. You're going to be saying things that doesn't really make sense. How much media house you have in Grenada? Many. So everybody free to talk and make a whole heap of unnecessary nice that they think can, put them up in a glass case, only to realize that he putting you up in a glass case for execution, for crucifixion, Andre, because what those people are going to be saying is bag of foolishness. Andre, you cannot want the tourist money and then say, I want your money, but don't come. What sense does that make? Tell me. The hoteliers who you would have said, go and invest 10 billion. We're going to show that, we create the environment so you can make back your money. Those people have to lock their doors.
No, forget the hoteliers. And just look at it this way, BJ. You are saying, I'm on the radio saying, oh, the tourists don't come, we don't want, we can't let. But guess what? My wife, working in the same industry.
Of course.
My wife working in the tourism industry.
Andre, when they jump
and I saying tourists don't come.
Andre, when they jump the plane and go away and sometimes don't even know what they're going and do. Not tourists they are too. How much plane will come and pick up people in Grenada and go all the time every day? What are they going as? Employees? Andre, we need to be careful. We need to understand that there is a next generation that will be following us. And if we don't speak properly and do the right things and educate them properly, remember, we that make them, we're responsible for feeding them with the right things. I'm talking nutritionally, I'm talking about feeding them with the right information. Because people are what they learn, what they see, what they feel, what they hear. So when you hear we do so now, and we start to see them bad behaviors, and we start saying, what happened to the next generation? Pinch yourself and ask, what happened to us? We that make them. We need to be careful. And politicians need to be careful. All right? I've seen some already by the roadside. Little children go beat them up with stick just so you know. Because it's how them rally, how them treat the people, all right, that had to follow them. They create some little monster. It's not they born like that, you know. We make them, you know. When we pregnant with them, we cussing everybody and have all kind of bad mind and don't want to see nobody. We thought we was going to make an angel when we thinking that way with a child inside our belly. Andrew, there is something they call innate and there is something they call condition. A lot of people condition the children to be really bad from since pregnancy, from since conception. Amen. Any other question?
20 minutes before the 9 o'clock hour. Oh, BJ.
Aye.
Answer this question. Answer this question, please. Are you invited? Yes or no?
Yes, I am invited.
You invited?
Yeah.
I'm invited too?
Yeah, but I'm not going to show up.
Let's show up.
No.
Let's show up, man.
No.
Yeah, man.
Andre.
You see, I got invited on two ends. Eh?
Yeah, from top and
No. As a person.
Oh, and as a media house.
As a media
yeah, they
house.
actually told me to invite you, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They said, BJ, what's up with your friend? Andre.
The guy called me. The guy down that way. Yeah, he called.
Andre,
so, you're not going?
No, man. Andre, let me tell you something.
I will go.
I have the opinion that respect is something you have to earn. And sometimes you have to let people know that, hang on. Socially, we are normal human being. When it comes for my respect, you shouldn't be treading on it like that and expect me to behave normally with you. I don't have time for disrespect.
Well, you know I was disrespected too.
Yeah, I know that.
You know that.
Yeah.
But because they invited me as a media house.
Yeah, well, that you should be showing up.
Yeah, I have to show up.
As for me, Andre, I don't mix matters with bag of foolishness. I don't have time for that.
I understand.
Yeah, I don't have time for I don't play them little games and stuff like that. Life too short for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. Because
going on.
I was flabbergasted.
Yes. Be careful who you eat and laugh and drink and talk with. Yeah. I don't take in part in that thing.
When I got that phone call, because I never got rid of that number. What was he calling me for? You know, I'm like,
I was surprised.
And then they tell me, I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
After 2 years, also you're gonna give me a phone call,
after
inviting me.
Inviting me, and I think there's
Andre, when let me tell you something, especially for formality makes it worse. My happiest moment are when I'm cooking with my friends on the roadside and, you know, kicking a little football around at the park with my birding and them. That's where my happiness lies. Eh? Yeah. It don't lies in them man and them long glass of wine and the jacket and showbiz. I don't involve in no showbiz. All right? I don't have time for that. Life too short. If I want to involve in showbiz, I may go put up my foot on the roadside and guys them and eat some food and chill and, you know, go on one way. That's how we carry out with showbiz and roast some breadfruit and chill. But this thing about going and sit down on table. Andre, you ever sit down on a table eating with people? Nobody does say nothing. And all you hear is utensils making noise. All right? And you wonder what you do, just pushing on food down your throat. I mean, I have no time for that. And I doesn't get hungry in Grenada.
Fire!
Everywhere I pass, people give me a little piece of food. Rosie, River Sally, Montrose, Food Tree. People say, yo, soldier, come eat something, you know? So I wasn't hungry.
Yeah, but
you should go.
I don't have a choice.
Andre, this is your work and this is your media house, and I think it will be a good opportunity to be there. And I had close friends who I would have liked to be there with, but when it comes to my principle, Andre, on certain things, we don't bother with that. Anything agriculturally that we need, we have 15 minutes again. I'm sure people must be wondering
what we're talking
about there. I'm sure.
So, come up with your message. So what you get invited to, and I didn't say.
No, you're not supposed to say.
No, yes.
No.
I know once I ask
This,
you.
well,
I know once I ask you the question.
well, not
you
just
know.
that. If we open up that kettle of fish now, it gonna smell too bad. So
Yeah.
we don't really want to talk about that. Yeah,
afterwards,
maybe
after you
later.
open it.
Yeah, man. A few years
down the road.
down the road or something like that.
Yeah,
So
because they treated us terribly.
well.
Yeah, they treated us.
As far as they're concerned,
and then we're the foundation.
as far as they're concerned themselves, because you couldn't be calling back somebody who you treated that way to come to your liquor
Yeah, something.
bangarang now.
Oh.
Andrew, but the tourism sector is in safe forever from agriculture in Grenada context, given, how we function here. And I can't see why we criticizing hotels and tourists at this point in time. I can't see it at all. Most of I say I can't see why we're criticizing, tourists and stuff to come in our hotels and, our hotels for taking tourists this kind of time and opening up to tourists. I can't see why we're doing those kind of thing on them. I don't see the sense in it. I don't.
What did they say? It is what it is?
Well, Andre, politics is too distinct. The line is too demarcated in our country. Everything, we analyze it from a political standpoint. If we want to go in somebody's shop, we have to find out if there is NDC or NDC before we go inside or there. And we don't go in that person's shop, or we don't deal with that person because of X, Y, and Z. We have to understand that we all are Grenadians first. We have a patriotic and national duty. We have a civic duty to look after each other. Everyone should be his brother's keeper. And when you understand that first, then you can go and deal with the politics. That comes before politics. All right? When our NDC fall along and NNP fall along, we don't ask about color. We run, go and we grab and we raise and we try to get them to hospital and we look out for each other. We should carry that mentality. We should carry that way of life everywhere, every day in our country. First, and then we could talk politics after.
Oh, by the way, I got something for you. You got to listen to, I know you listen to Real FM all the time.
All the time.
But today, 10 o'clock, make sure you're listening. There's a press brief today, and it is being held under the auspices of the Government Information Service, GIS.
Yes.
And the two facilitators is the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell and the Chancellor of the St. George's University, Dr. Charles R. Modica. And they'll have a live press conference today, Thursday, BJ?
Mm-hmm.
Starts at 10 o'clock. So we'll be carrying it here on Real FM. The briefing will focus on the new SGU arrangement that Dr. Mitchell spoke about in Parliament, and grant financing, and also the expansion of the technical and IT programs at the university.
Okay.
So that
very important, Andre.
Yeah, important.
I mean, SGU in relation to the national economy is more or less a main pillar. Without SGU, I don't know how we're surviving, down in the south. Because Andre, that's the how I should put it, man. That's the lifeline. That's the economic wheel down that side. When SGU open, breathe a little easier. That's where all my vegetables and fruits are being sold. And when that market is available, I can afford to buy you a drink, and don't worry.
It's not available yet, BJ?
I buy you a drink the other day, you forget?
When? When?
If we don't buy you a bottle of wine on the bus stand not too long ago.
BJ, since last year.
But since last year, they closed down.
Oh my God. Okay, if you say so.
I'm telling you, you can't doubt that. You know it's that. You know, since last year, the place closed. Just about to open up again. I'll buy you one soon.
Soon time.
Soon time.
Speaking though, how is the ripening room going?
It's good, Andrew.
Are you ripening tomatoes and thing yet?
No. We don't ripe tomatoes.
Oh, you don't?
No, we let them ripe naturally on the tree.
Oh, okay. So only bananas?
Only bananas and plantains and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay.
We don't have to ripe. If you pick them green, you ripe them. When tomatoes and stuff ripe naturally, they taste better than if you push them to ripe, if you force them to ripe.
Oh.
It's a natural process. Ripening is a natural process. If you hasten it up, you can run into trouble. You can reduce the shelf life by doing that.
Okay.
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Can mess it up.
Plants have to give up a certain gas in order to ripe. If you give it the gas before it itself give up the grass, you're just hastening the process. Hasten maturity lead to deformation.
Is there any other ripening room on the country, on the island?
Yeah.
Oh, who does ripening?
One guy named Harford does that. Marketing Board does that. I think somebody else does that.
Okay, so we have a few.
Yeah, there are a few. And that's the point I'm making. I never wanted to ripe bananas, I used to do bananas since after the hurricane. There was no bananas. About 14, 15 years now, I decided, no, we shouldn't be importing bananas from St. Vincent. So I decided, let me cultivate some bananas. So I started growing some bananas for Marketing Board. And we had that special arrangement whereby bananas, because of the bulkiness of it, it takes up a lot of space. And I was supplying 3,000 to 5,000 pounds of banana every 2 weeks for Marketing Board. Because they had a ripening room. And we were doing very, very well. They were paying me like $150 sometime for bananas, $175, $125. Depends on how the market goes. Andre, what's kind of strange? Those people all of a sudden get up, smoke some cigarette and get up. Mr. John, we charging 10 cents on every pound now that we carry for you for transportation. And I was like, boss, 10 cents, that's a lot of money. How am I going to pay this? Or something like that. So, this is quite a bit. I think Marketing Board came up. They would have took 5,000 pounds of plantain and 5,000 pounds of bananas. That's 10,000 pounds. And they take 5 cents on every pound. I think it came up to, 10 cents on every pound. It came up to $1,000 or something like that. Yeah. And I would have to pay Marketing Board $1,000 for transportation from La Poterie to St. George's. One way down.
That ain't making sense. You may as well bring it down for yourself.
Well, I could as well hire transport and pay $300.
If you do so,
you don't understand what I'm saying.
If you do so, they call one youth on the block of that.
Well, Andre, they actually was coming up to drop stuff in Sotes, and on the way down, they just pick up the stuff.
And they charge you
And they charge me $1,000 for transportation. This is a company, institution that are dealing with for the last 35 years. All right? And all of a sudden, you decide to drag cat on me like that. Should I be following you and sending you my banana? I sent for a ripening room instead, Andre. And all of a sudden, the same people whom you used to sell for, all right, I'm now selling to them. So we end up competing. I don't really want to compete with Marketing Board, Andre. I would like that institution to grow, all right, and expand and handle everything. And employ more people.
Yeah, so you just cut and sell to them.
Exactly. That's my role. All of a sudden now, after bringing my ripening room and start to write my own banners and compete with the same person who me and was in bed together. You understand what I'm saying? We have a good relationship, and all of a sudden we have to be running to the same people to try to do the same thing. That don't make no sense, Andre. Those institutions need to wake up. And the government need to wake them up. They're sleeping. And the people who run in those institutions, they're not ready to go with the grass yet. They're not ready to go and work for people yet. They don't know nothing.
So they like them youthful politicians. Well, not all the youth, but like
they
said that ain't never worked before. And now they want to work.
So they go get a work at all. Andrew, he's a real joker. Let me tell you something. They want to work now.
They want to work now.
I don't have a problem with that. It's the kind of work.
Yeah.
You understand? Then look for something to go and work under somebody. Go and understudy somebody. Don't come like you're some kind of big professional, like you know it all. You're being through there and you're not battle tested yet. What you telling me?
You know something? And something just come to mind. And morning to two gentlemen, Simon Steele and Winston Garvey.
Mm-hmm.
None of them guys them being senators,
Mm-hmm.
and they're working
for a
under
lot of
people.
years.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they're working. Now, if Keith Mitchell get up in the morning and say, okay, fine, Garvey is...
They have the experience, Andrew.
Garvey will run.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Then you know, okay, fine, this is somebody who's battle tested, right?
And not battle tested within you. The confidence gonna actually develop whereby you can say, hang on, I don't have to look back twice.
Yeah.
This man can hold the can so. But when you have some like a let me don't say anything. Andre is 9 o'clock. No, Andre, and I have no problem with people young and giving them an opportunity and understudying and trying to get there. And I have no problem with those things. But at this point in people's life now, at this time, in this era, Andre, we need trade men. We don't need laborers. Trade men, we need to hold the show now. If you are laborers, they will come and try to labor with you, and you won't get anywhere. Everybody's laborers, you know. Nobody leading each other, you know.
Here's a big question. MBJ. Can an umbrella swim?
Umbrella swim?
Can an umbrella swim? If you put an umbrella in the water, can it swim?
You only could shelter you know. That's all. You can't swim, you know.
Umbrella can swim in
No, not at all. It might shelter you.
Shelter you.
You but can't swim. It might stop you from getting wet.
It might stay afloat in the water, but it can't swim.
Nope.
The umbrella cannot dictate where it goes. You know, if you're swimming, you can dictate which direction you go. The umbrella goes in water, it has to do so and go where the current pull it or where the wind blow it.
Very much so.
So we gotta be careful with that. Umbrella can't swim.
Who ought to be careful with that? My people know better than that, Andre. The Grenadian population are much smarter and clever than that. We are a legible population, Andre. You could read. And we're spending a lot of money on education, and that in itself, it's very, very, very good. As you know, decide to probably give us a little more scholarship. That is absolutely good. They're now making it clear that all students now have to come back on base, so they go stop the online kind of learning for the time being, maybe by next semester or whatever. And Andre, all those things are moving in the right direction for our country. All right? And we need to say, thank God, and get down on our knees sometime and pray. Too much time we're flying up, too many times we're flying up in God's face and act as though, you know, everything should come our way. And we should do this, and without us, nothing can go on, and we are the best, and we this and that. Andre, empty bucket does make the most noise, you know. A tree that fall in the forest, what it does?
No noise. My final thing, umbrella can't
swim.
Have a nice day, bro.
Morning, boss. Later.
Later.
together, one another. Nothing could separate we from sins in slavery. They say, all are we one family. All are we one family. All are we one family.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update from the Northern News Network. Details right after the break.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture